So last time we met, y'all. Oh, it is giving me like a troubleshooting guide. That's not helpful. Okay. Well, last time we met, you guys encountered a stench cow, and its handler. Eventually calmed that giant bipedal triceratops, affectionately known as the Bitri, back to its lair with all of its friends, and turns out they were a group of essentially trappers who were looking for a mystical creature called Ikirin. And the Kirin was supposedly a creature that was supposedly. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's working. Something is broken. Let me see if I can fix it. Oh, something is very wrong. Okay. You got some information from the trappers that were trying to find this thing, and you entered into a bargain with them. They found your capabilities to be appealing, and they asked you if you wanted to join them in trying to hunt this creature down and capture it for the sake of increasing their chances of survivability in the world. You reluctantly agreed, and Nort, who had been your spokesperson to a certain degree there, signed his name in a book immediately without any thought of repercussions. And the kind of leading figure said, "Okay, we'll be in touch."
Just so you guys are clear from Sunday, that was Mike that signed whatever book was presented by this group. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He rolled like a 1 and just signed his name away.
Yeah, it was an insight check, and rolled a natural 1. No possible harm here. He just went for it. Yeah. So, and I'm sure Lily and Troy are completely surprised to hear that Mike would do such a thing. All right. More dice incoming. Yeah, something is not going well with my monsters right now. Or something is just going incredibly slow. So I may have to improvise a little bit of that later. You went back to town, got some provisions, decided to invest your gold that you would have gotten from handling the creatures that killed Pixie's parents with a little bit of a white lie deception that you killed it. Really, you took back the tail of a manticore and displayed that as the proof that you had killed the creature that had killed her parents. Really, it was one of these stench cows, and you left it intact with an agreement that these new patrons of yours would not allow them to kill innocents moving forward. It was a tenuous, loose agreement at best. But Pixie bought it, the local owner of a fantastic sweet shop, and instead of taking her bounty money that she had anteed up for this particular amount of work, you let her keep it in exchange for partial ownership of the Bilesmeyer Cafe moving forward as silent partners. You spend a little more time at the Champagne Springs spa, gathered yourselves up, and decided to go search a library at the top of the mountain where you were at. to see if you could find any additional information about the Kieran that you were hunting. And it was right about that time that we wound up. You left Ripple Downs, the lowest kind of town on the river that flows down from the mountain, and you have now arrived at Ripple Mid, which is the middle city instead, and your destination is slightly beyond Ripple Top. But this is your first time inside of this new city. And you come up, and this is unlike Ripple Downs, which is a little bit luxurious, a little bit fanciful. Lots of locations for pampering yourself, for relaxing at a spa, getting fantastic bakeries, goods, going to a shop, and enjoying the fineries that you can purchase there. There's a couple of like rough and tumble spots like the Dripping Bow, but for the most part it's a pretty kept space, and it's fancy. You immediately come into the Ripple Mid, and that vibe of the fanciness is not present at all. This is not a fancy town. It is not a run-down town, but it is a working class town. You immediately are caught by the sense of fire, coal, wood, logs, things burning, the gentle sense of like clothing and dyes, and this is obviously a place that is thriving with people who work with their hands. Fishermen, hay balers, grinders of wheat, things along those lines. These are more simple folk that live here, and it is apparent from the drawstring clothes that are cinched between houses, the multi-storied spaces that seem to have ledges coming out of them at odd angles, and you look over and you see kind of like a shriveled, very lean elf with lots of wrinkles and like a straw hat and like a piece of wheat like sticking out of his mouth, just like with his feet dangling off the side, and like with a fishing pole. You're not sure how it didn't snap 20 years ago. And just looking kind of peacefully and bit blissfully into the water as he's waiting for a bite. This is the new town that greets you. What would you like to do?
I guess we're looking for the library. We're making our way through town.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there is a sign right next to like the entrance of this town, very similar to the sign that came out of, or that you saw as you passed out of Ripple Downs. It now shows kind of like a "You Are Here" sort of marker, and it shows the lower city with like a squiggly line leading up to the middle city, and then a squiggly line leading up to Ripple Top as well. And the oops, I just broke my pen. The library that you're looking for is beyond this even, but it has been the better part of a day's hike to get here. It has been kind of long and tiresome, and you guys can be here for some rest. You can just continue trudging on. You can do whatever you like. Also, the Nort speaks up and he says, "I believe there's an inn here. It was mentioned to us, the Sea Mist Inn. I don't remember who said that. That's part of what's here. And just for those who don't know, that would be Nordicus, the old man speaking."
You also want to mention Glider?
Oh yeah, Glider. I'll save Glider for next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll save Glider for next time. Mostly because it'd be awkward to try to introduce him when we have new people showing up.
it is kind of a whole nother thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Glider's great.
I was trying to figure out why nothing was updating. It was needed to be reloaded. Couldn't see anything.
That's a good point. Morgan, am I and Lily supposed to be able to see anything?
Oh, not yet, but let me... There you go. Yeah, I'll bring you guys in and just hide your tokens. You can see stuff now, right?
I'll reload.
Yeah, I might need to reload as well. It's dark.
I do not own a token.
Oh, let me assign you ownership over the tokens. That may help something.
To the library, then.
Yes.
So we're just going to pass through and just continue trudging then. A good trudge, I say. Well,
Did you have anything in mind?
oh, the usual. Stop in for the local patisserie and try to find out what kind of baked goods they have. And a wee bit of a nap for the old bones.
While he's napping, we could look at the bounty board in this town and see if there's anything interesting.
Always worth a look.
True.
And perhaps we can, and Nim, the sweetly spoken turtle, and perhaps there are some people in this town that could use our assistance with something. A bounty board would be a good place to start. Or we can continue on. The library also sounds interesting. I've never been to a library. I've never been to a place that holds books. Are there little hands that hold the books?
So say you'll see when we get there. And we
Don't
can
ruin the surprise.
trudge in that direction.
I cannot wait to see the little hands holding the books. That sounds so adorable. All right, so what's the play, guys? You sticking around checking the bounty board? You moving on?
So where is the bounty board in relation to the library, and like, is the library in this town or is that beyond Upper Mid?
So the map marker places you in Ripple Mid, and the library is a little bit beyond Ripple Top. So you're still a city. You're still a town away.
All right, and what time is it? You said it's been like a day of walking, right?
Yeah, it's been kind of a longer day. Honestly, I'm failing to remember when y'all took off from Ripple Downs, but I'm gonna say it was early-ish morning, maybe like 9 a.m. So right now it's about like 3 or 4-ish p.m. in the afternoon.
And just from the map, can we tell how much longer it is to Ripple Top?
It's a very crude map. And having just walked the like 6-7 hours that it takes to get from Ripple Downs to Ripple Top or Ripple Mid, you look at the map and there's no denomination or anything that would suggest that takes 7 hours. And so you make a quick guess that there's probably not a good indication based on the map of how long it takes to get to Ripple Top either.
All right. Well, why don't we just stay here for the night then? The old man's tired, and can get some food and some rest.
Rest
He's
is
just
an
getting-
important part of the day.
The day's just getting started.
Yeah, wait, how late did you say it was that he's getting tired at?
It's like 5 p.m. But but we have no idea how long it is up to the next town. So I'm open to checking out the bounty board and like staying here for a day before we head out.
Mm-hmm. And the large topaz dragonborn speaks up and says, "Well, we are adventurers. We could certainly just camp out for the night if we need to. Just, staying in a town is not necessarily a luxury that we need to have."
Why don't we check out this Sea Mist Inn and make a decision there?
Yes, and is that where the bounty board was as well? Was that the inn? Or...
You don't know. You don't know where the bounty board is in this town yet. Because
Oh, we
y'all
can
have
ask
never been here.
We can ask the front desk. Let's see if we can find this Sea Mist Inn. It's probably a sign, at least.
Okay. Who's leading the charge on that? Who's doing the wanderings?
I can take... Yeah, I can walk in the front.
I'll be right behind her.
Okay. Sounds good. So Seamus, go ahead and give me a perception or investigation check, just trying to figure out like the lay of the land, like where should you go to see and find. Oh my, that is a giant dice. 23. Nice. Okay. Seamus, you're very accustomed to walking into a new town and figuring out where you are and where you need to be going.
I never saw my dice roll.
Oh, I'm
playing with your die right now.
Interesting. Okay, maybe I'll reload.
I saw it. It was this big on my screen. I probably have some. I haven't touched the settings or anything, but many a thing have been updated since we last played, so I will have to get things a little bit tweaked up for next time. But you rolled a 23. So you're doing well. Yeah, not a problem at all. After just a bit of time, you see that old man like on the fishing dock over here, and you can ask him, or you could look for somebody else that's a little bit more, I don't know, possibly reliable. He looks like a vagabond for sure. It's like, he doesn't have a shirt on. He's got like short trousers that are like completely frayed at the bottom. His entire skin looks like wrinkly. It's kind of strange to see like a ton of wrinkles on an elf of all peoples.
I like it. It's like a hillbilly elf.
Yeah, it is a hillbilly elf. Absolutely.
I think I'll just keep looking for the signs.
All right. You continue around, and it doesn't take you very long. There's a little bit of a market. If everybody just kind of continues up, and I'm snagging Dallin along the way. Actually, I'm snagging everybody. And as you kind of go through, you get some like greetings, and you get like a couple of little kids that are like looking at you from behind like a hay bale, like pretending to hide, but they're just bad at hiding. And you kind of come through, and there's a little bit of like a market set up with like some have like a grilled fish station and whatnot. And eventually you do find something akin to a bounty board. Like there's this statue in the center over here. And there's kind of like rock walls, and the rock walls, one of them is a little bit more intact than others, and it has just the paper lightly glued to the rocks over here. So, and it is kind of like, this is the kind of like bustly portion of town. You get to kind of like shove past people, not like, and nobody's being rude. People are just coming and going and being busy.
I'll yell back at the group. Keep up!
Well, how am I supposed to keep up when you don't tell me where you're going? As you see Nort just kind of trotting along. But everybody eventually makes it over there. You're able to follow Seamus perfectly fine. And there you go. And Seamus, yeah, you do see several, very similar to Down and Ripple Downs, plastered items, lots of things depicting a bounty and whatnot. Go ahead, and if you're the primary one that's looking, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yes, unless anybody else wants to take a stab.
I'll look as well. I'll just be looking. I kind of have my own desires.
Sounds good. And the whole time, Kenji is just kind of like looking over. And like as you're walking by, Kenji looks like a little bit longingly at the water as you're walking by. And like this is like he's been on dry land, like hoofing it all day. So he's looking like, you can tell Kenji's like a little bit parched, and he's like,
Is the middle a fountain?
statue.
This square? Oh, it's a statue. Okay.
More like a statue with like concrete and carved like filigree and stuff on the bottom.
Let's see.
All right, we got a 16 from Seamus, and I almost called you Hixius. It's still there. Leo, go ahead and give us a
Investigation.
perception.
Perception. There it goes. Oh.
All right. As you're kind of walking through this town, you see somebody walk by with, or as you get up to this bounty board and like you start looking, you hear the scratch of like claws on the kind of like the brick tileway over here. And you look behind, you see somebody like with two leashes that are like walking behind them, essentially like kind of a bluish tinge and kind of a greenish tinge. Two pack animals that look like long dogs with great tails, but they're scaly. Almost like a Great Dane bred with a dragon sort of thing. And just you just immediately track to like, what are those? And you don't pay attention to the batting board at all.
Yeah. That is more interesting. So that sounds good.
Okay, Seamus with a 16. You see several things that you're not terribly interested in. Just small stuff. There's some posts for like open jobs and like physical labor. Positions opening at the sawmill. They need like a physical laborer to cut logs for the next 6 days. Various things along that same kind of flavor. And you just mentally tune those ones out. And my lamp is back. This thing is possessed. But you continue looking, and there is something that catches your eye. It looks like a flower that's on fire. And it's gone. This thing is... I'm gonna get a new lamp. And it describes that somebody saw something coming out of the mountain. And you guys have seen that the mountain has that buildup of steam, and then it releases. and somebody is claiming that they saw during one of those releases, they saw a great, like, they couldn't tell exactly what it was, but something was on fire and it looked like it had flower petals crawl out of the steaming crater and like drift off into the forest. And it's sounding like it doesn't, like, nothing's happened yet. Nothing is there have been no reports or anything about this thing causing any harm, but it's concerning. Like the person is, this is definitely one. This one definitely reads like it's like a preemptive sort of measure instead of a reactive one. And that's, let me see, with a 16, you also see more mentions of disappearing people, kind of similar to some of the ones that you saw down in Ripple Downs. The people just going out, and it's usually like small groups. And there's another listing like that, and then in addition there is somebody who wants to go hunting for water essences, whatever that means. So those are the kind of three types of those are the four types of bounties. Only three of them are, kind of anywhere remotely interesting.
Are there any price points on any of those?
Yep. Due to the size and the kind of intense nature of the thing that crawled out of the steam pit, that one's got like an 800 gold bounty on it. The disappearing people seems to be a continuing theme. That one is at about 12. And then the other one is there's no gold value on it, but it sounds like it's exchange. Like the person needs physical bodies to help them hunt water essences, and in exchange for the tutelage on how to do that, they will let you keep part of the water essences that are gathered. So no dollar value there.
Take a look at this one, and I'll show her the flowers on fire. It seems like maybe related to this creature that we're after. I'm not sure.
And Corin comes over and takes a look and looks over at Nort. Well, the creature that we're after is a being of fire, but the description here is not simply it's not large enough. It's probably not what we're looking for. And Nord just, yeah, well, quite right. We'll find it though. We'll be jolly good and happy when we do.
That could be worth looking at. I mean, you don't see too many creatures crawling out of a volcano setting flowers on fire, so might be worth looking into, nonetheless.
Agreed. Plus the reward on it, what was that again? Was that 800?
800, yeah.
Now, the dragon dogs, do they look powerful?
They, as this like background conversation is happening about the bounties and stuff, Leo's mind is completely focused. They look able. They look like strong work beasts. Roll me a nature check. And do we have anything for you about like if you're like gauging the power of, or like if you're trying to inspect like a creature to like learn more about it, just because of your background, I'm gonna say you have advantage on those types of rolls. Like,
Cool. That makes
Kinda
sense.
like
Yeah, I
balls.
don't know if we've baked that in, but it does make sense for sure.
yeah,
I rolled double 14s.
double 14s for a total of 14. I mean, they're cool looking, but they don't come across as terribly powerful. They could be useful.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like, comes off a little bit more like if there was a more like a beast of burden than something that you might take into battle.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem inept at all, but it just might not suit your particular taste.
That's cool. That's all right. Still interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we need to talk to about the flower fire creature and the disappearing people? Who are the two contacts?
The contact for the blah blah the disappearing people is the mayor. It looks like it was at one point it was like it was a lower bounty, like 400, and then that number was crossed out, and then it jumped up to like 800, and that number was crossed out. And like and there's like a signature that looks, or there's a stamp that looks like, local town militia on the first cross, and then on the second cross it looks more like you kind of like just ask somebody who like walks by and they're like, oh yeah, that's the mayoral stamp. So it looks like it's been endorsed a couple of times since it was originated.
No, you see what I'm seeing here?
Yes. You said it's the mayor stamp?
Yeah, but look at
mayoral. Yes.
Okay.
look at these crossings out. They've been up in the ante. Seems like maybe if we just hang around a little while, price tag will keep going up.
Yes, or we could just take it down and go make our own offer.
Yep. Also, this is
Starting doubling it.
Troy's character as he's speaking. And then we have a large hippo woman with a bunch of guns strapped to her for Dallin's character. And Casey is rocking some pink hair and some generally black attire. I realized I forgot to share them.
Yes, we could just take it and go, just ask for double and see what happens.
That was a good negotiating starting point. Shall we then? Leo, over here, what are you doing? Pay attention, man.
Happening? Oh. Okay. Did you guys find it?
You're worse than the old man.
What?
Oh, maybe not.
Over here in one of their tents, I see tiny candy canes. The candy is shaped into that of a cane. Can you believe that?
That's just mind-blowing. I can't. I'm gonna have to take some time to soak that one in.
Me too, but I bought 4 of
Yeah,
them.
no, give me some more time. I'm gonna need some time.
Well, when you find yourself done processing, you can have one of these candy canes.
I'll let you know
Puts one
for
of them
sure.
Puts one of them in his mouth. Like, they're quite delicious.
No, I need more time.
Should I go ahead and take the first inspiration of the year for subtly ragging on the old man?
I think I might already have it, so it's all good. Yeah, so let's look for the mayor's place or this Misty Inn, or what was who was the first bounty? Who posted the first one?
I forgot to mention that one. So that one you see a name Zicker Weinshoff. And they say they own, owner of the reagent shop.
All right then, yeah. So everyone keep an eye out for this reagent shop, the mayor's, or yeah, this Misty Inn.
Right. I'll definitely just keep my eyes peeled as we roam around.
Okay. It doesn't take too much effort, and like you can ask a guide, somewhere in the city, if y'all feel like it. They kind of point you in the right direction. The mayor's house, seeming as it is actually just down here. It's the building directly to the south.
For your help, sir.
Just like, and it's this big, like, large man with incredibly long limbs, lots of fur, like of a deep set jaw. Like, how do you call him? And he like turns around and grabs a hay bale and like puts it on, like 2 hay bales on his shoulders, like it's nothing, and, like walks off.
If the mayor turns out to be this elf fisher guy, I swear.
You come around and the fisherman's gone at that point. Like he's just no longer on the dock.
It is him. I think we go search for him the rest of the day.
The hillbilly fisherman is an incredibly powerful retired adventurer.
I knew it.
All right. Y'all
Imagine
going up and
Nim would be like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna meet a mayor. What is a mayor?" Yeah.
Weird.
I'm like the head of the town.
I can't believe I'm going to meet a head.
Yeah.
Yes, well, they're quite fantastical when you get around to it. Talking heads. I'm sure we've come across them in our time. All right, yeah. So you see that kind of same seal that's on there is like kind of like branded into the door. And yep, looks like, and so you see some correlation between like, yep, this is probably the mayor's house.
I'll knock.
Mm-hmm. And you knock. It takes a minute. There's not really a response. Takes a moment, like kind of knock again. Again, nothing. And kind of from behind you, all of a sudden, you hear, "Are you newbies looking for me?" And behind you, you see like a very tall woman, broad-shouldered, very strong-looking, has like red braid going down the back, and she's got 2 yellow braids kind of twisting in with it, and like shaved sides of her head. And you look over at her, and she's got like a small hooved animal, like successfully from a hunt, like on her one shoulder, and like and over her other shoulder is like a thick, heavy crossbow. Y'all are new faces, but that's not necessarily surprising around here.
Are you the mayor then? That
Yes, quite. And she comes over and like drops her hooved animal right on the ground in front of you, just, like unceremoniously, and just reaches out her hand and like goes for a handshake. Right. Naya Toms, mayor of Ripplemid. By election and not by choice, but this is what I do now, and so it is my pride.
Nora.
Nice to meet you, Nora. And she like grips your hand and like roll a strength check for me. As she like absolutely goes for like the manly strength check, like large woman to large woman.
I gotta remember how to do checks on this thing. Oh, I just grabbed my dice. Ooh, not amazing. +2. I rolled an 8 then.
Okay. It's definitely one of those like ow, ow, ow sort of handshakes, but Nora's a tough gal. She mostly just gets away with like a squeak, like a and she's like, so what can I do you for? What is it that you need? Oh dang it, slipped into Seamus's accent.
Okay.
Good.
We saw your bounties on the board over here. Looks like you got some people been disappearing from your town. We've seen this in another town here in Ripple. What's going on?
As the Downs having the same thing happen to them.
Seems to be maybe the case.
Well, that's disconcerting to hear the least. And she just walks over and like leans up against like the side of her building, just left shoulder. Like reaches down, like starts up a pipe. The pipe is very clearly made out of like homemade like bone carving of some sort. Puts a little bit of some sort of plant in there, lights it up, and yeah, it started off with just a couple of travelers, people going in between the roads, to and from, and they just went missing after a while. And then happened again and again for a couple of weeks now. And we're not entirely sure what's going on. Actually, we essentially haven't the foggiest what's going on. We're willing to pay. We're losing our people. This town that we have here, it's rather dependent on our folk. Not like one of those big old cities somewhere where they've got folks to spare, and if a few go disappearing, it doesn't matter a lick. That's not what we're like here.
How many have you lost so far?
6 to my knowledge. Seems to be nothing it's bothered so much if it's in a group of 3 or more, so we've been encouraging everybody to stay in groups and stay indoors after dark as best we can. We're not entirely sure what's going on, so taking all the precautions that we can think of, even if they seem silly to some. And she looks back, and there's definitely like a hint of like she's had this argument with people before of like, is what she's recommending to people necessary?
We cleaned out an encampment of harpies a few days ago. I don't know if that might have been your problem.
Possible. We haven't had anything happening in the last 2 days, but I don't want to take that as a good sign until we have confirmation of something.
Yeah, and we're not suggesting that we'd collect on it already right now. We'd want you to know for sure that it's not happening again, but if that was the case, then we may have already taken care of the problem for you, and, maybe we could settle up here tomorrow if things don't happen again.
Possibly. Tomorrow might be a little bit soon for it, but perhaps the day after, if it's all well and done. You said an encampment. Was it? What was that like? It was just. Did they have some sort of location that they were taking people and feeding on them?
Yeah, there's a nest of them, it seemed like, from what we had found. Right, Nora?
Yeah, we took care of, I don't know, 6 of them, I think? Maybe more.
6. Well, harpies are known to be in these parts of the woods, or in this area around the mountain and such. But usually, and where did you find them?
Out in the woods here. There was some people camping out there, and they had gone missing from their encampment. So we scooted farther into the woods and then found the people, found the harpies, rescued the folks, sent them on their way.
And we for sure wrote down and know their names so we could say it if we needed to. I don't remember what they are. Because it has been a very long time.
I, as the DM, absolutely wrote that down too. And she kind of looks at y'all and she's like, "You found the harpies in the forest. Did I catch that right?"
That's right.
She takes a big drag from her pipe. From what I know about harpies, they're not tree dwellers. So I'm a little surprised to hear that you found them in the forest. Usually they prefer like a cliffside.
Well, yeah, there was a cliffside there. Yeah. I mean, we were going through the forest and then we came to a cliff face in the forests.
Probably just hunting in the forest.
Was it one big rock? Was that the cliff? Next to a road that does, basically a U-turn and then sends you off a little bit further west.
I don't know. Did you draw a map of the place?
Oh yes, I certainly did. And she opens up her map and draws, and it's essentially like footprints going along what looks to be like a squiggly snake, and there's a pebble drawn next to it. This is what you wanted, right?
Yeah, that's real helpful.
See?
Sure, so I think I know the post that you're talking about. That's a little bit further south from here. That's closer to Downs than it is Middle, right? That's not a good sign. It's honestly pretty far away from where the harpies are usually located. It's part of why we have. It's part of why we have, militia here, is because sometimes they wander nearby, and it's just in other things. That's the mountain has a life, and it produces life, and there are things that come and go and want to breathe and eat, and sometimes they think a village is a good snacking, and we have folks that just drive these things off.
Oh, sure. That's the kind of stuff that we deal with. We're professionals here, contractors, as it were. So, as you said, though, we can start with waiting a couple of days, and if nobody goes missing again, then we can assume that we took care of your problem and take the payment for the contract then. And otherwise, if somebody goes missing again, then we'll have some more conversations about it.
Do you have any evidence that you took down the harpies? I mean, it's all well and good to be a trusting folk, but payment doesn't come easy in a place like this, but when our people are going missing, then it's worth the coin. Just don't want to be giving anything out for free and for no good reason, you know?
I think I took something. Can we take feathers or something? I'm sure Nora would have picked up a trophy.
Seamus is like, oh yeah, just a moment. Let me see, just get some out of my teeth.
Got a backpack full of a bunch of stupid stuff. Nothing says anything about a trophy from a harpy, though. I would have wrote it down if I did, I think.
Well, if you have any other leads, then, you know, maybe let us know, but we'll be around town. I think we're looking for this Misty Inn, and then maybe we're also going to see if we could talk to Zicker Winesoft, as it were.
Zicker, yeah.
If you point us in that direction, that'd be great, too.
Certainly, yeah. Zicker's, let me see, where is she? Top of the town. You're gonna curve around a bit. It's the ovular house with the large ramp leading up to the front door. That's what you want. Yes, and as far as the inn, opposite direction. She points down to essentially like where you guys kind of you came into the town, essentially had that bridge over to your left, and you had like an option to go to the right leg of the town on the other side of the river or the left side. You chose the left side. She points to, let's see, where are you? Yeah, so she points straight across the way over here in between these cliffs. Over here down in the bottom. What is it? Oh, it's because I don't have people. There we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. Wunderbar. She points down there, and there's a couple of like statues that have like lots of plants growing out from them and whatnot, and going down. Like, so those are the two locations that you might be interested in.
Ovular and ovular are spelled the same.
I'm not sure which word I used.
You said ovular like you meant an oval, but ovular is like as in, you know, ovulation. And I just hadn't thought about that for a second, but they're the same word.
Okay, well, the ovulating building is what you're
Yes.
looking for. That's definitely the way that I meant it. Okay. Well, then she reaches down and grabs her little hunt and kind of taps out the pipe on her heel. Goes, well, this is my place. You've got my name. If you need anything else, let me know. And I'll be seeing you. Oh, you've got my name. I don't have yours. What do you call yourselves?
Oh, no!
Is this
I'm excited.
I mean,
It's a TBD. We're still working on it.
I have the little papers that I write everything down for our apple.
It's not the Crumpeteers, and it's not the Butterscotch Ripple crew, I can tell you that.
I like that one though.
Sure.
there's a sound of distinct disappointment from Nort. Oh, I thought you liked that one.
The butterscotch.
It's not the Kindness crew or the Kindness Alliance.
What?
Nim, I'm looking at you.
Friends of kindness, then.
Yeah.
It's not Helping Hands. It's not a bunch of these.
Friendship friends.
Friendship friends.
Friendship friends.
Sure.
For sure, it's not those.
I'll just call you that new group of people. How's that?
Professionals. Be fine. Contractors, adventurers. We'll be back to collect our reward.
Yes.
Certainly, she's obviously like perplexed and confused, and just kind of like stops talking and walks away.
Well, to Zickers then.
The inn.
I
yes.
really like Friendship Friends. I think it has a nice ring to it.
The inn, you said, is that what it is?
No, we're going to the other bounty up top.
The reagent shop.
Yeah, the reagent shop.
Nora, where'd your token go?
Yeah, Nora's
It's
been gone
lost.
for a minute.
Yeah, it's been gone for a while. I'm lost in the city and I can't find anybody, so I just stayed here.
Where are you?
I don't know. I'm going back to the bounty board.
You're way
I
up.
don't know.
We're down here. We're down here.
Going back to the bounty board and just hanging out.
This just became like a Where's Waldo hunt for Nora.
Oh, I see everybody now. I was just over here.
She's like, hey guys, where you been?
Take Nord's hand or something, for God's sakes.
You mean this hand? And he holds up a candy cane. Is
Yeah.
it time now, Seamus?
I'm still not ready.
I shall be patient.
Hold
Tucks
your
it
breath.
back in his candy bag.
Oh,
So a short time then. I can't hold my breath for very long.
I'm just playing with you, of course not.
Right. And he's trying to understand like what's happening, and it's not going well. All right.
We could have a breathing contest if you wanted.
I've never had
Who
one
can
of those
breathe
before.
the longest?
Who can hold their breath?
Oh, okay. Because I've been playing that game for my whole life. Who can breathe
longest
the
breather.
longest? I mean, yeah.
Try the other one.
Sounds like a good game. Corin kind of speaks up. My partner's not going to believe the people that I've been traveling with. All right.
In the north.
Yep. So just a little bit of time later, it's this top leftmost building on the map is where you go.
Topmost, leftmost.
Toppest, mostest.
Toppest, leftist, mostest. Okay, yep, you get up to this space and it's got this kind of like archway on top that works as a sign, as a semicircle. It's kind of like got like carved filigree and like an but it's all like stained blue wood. And it says Zicker's Reagents. And there's like little crystals and like a circle and little bits and bobs listed like inside of the filigree portion. And you're able to check the door and just opens perfectly fine.
Before we go in, what will we be doing in this one? This is the Fiery Flowers. What's this one for again?
Yeah, exactly. This is $800 for some creature crawled out of the volcano, lit some flowers on fire.
Right, okay. We'll walk in and see what's going on in here.
You walk in and are immediately assaulted in your nose. The space smells like many different things all trying to vie for like your brain's interpretation of scent all at the same time. You smell maple, sulfur, salts, and a whole bunch of other things that like are just kind of jumbling together, and you can't even make sense of it. It's a little bit like walking into a Lush store if you've ever been to one of those, and like your brain shuts down a little bit from all the scent particles like going through your olfactory senses. It's a little bit like that. There's wood crackling in the stove or in the chimney, like a little bit of the smolder, so there's a bit of smoke and ash smell as well. And you look around, and there are 2 ladders, and then there's 2 upper bunks, or like upper platforms that you would have to climb the ladders to get up to. But underneath the ladders, you see just shelf after shelf after shelf after shelf after shelf of random ass junk. You see tiny crystals, you see flowers, you see little glass vials, you see all sorts of things. It is like just a collection of whatnots in this space, and that's just like the first immediate impression that you get within about like the first 20 seconds of being in there. And no person, but
Hello?
I assume Nora moves in.
Oh, got it, yeah.
Cool.
Drag. Wall collided them. Oh, try again. There we go.
Shutting the door.
Should zoom in.
Say hello, and from up top you hear, and like something heavy drops and rolls a little bit, like near it. Wow! Ah! And you see up top there is like a railing, and then you see like the upper end of a hammock attached to one of the sides. You see
What's
like
the
a couple
crack?
of what?
What's the crack?
Crack of what? And
It's
you
gone.
and you stand up, or it stands up, and it's the hillbilly fisherman.
I knew it.
Crack, I just got to sleep.
It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something.
Agreed.
I started before the sun got up. The fish like to bite at that time. I'm a little bit low on some fish oil, so I was up early.
I like how
Okay.
Nora just piped in. Agreed. Yep.
Agreed.
You should be awake.
Doesn't make any sense.
What can I do for ya?
We saw your bounty on the board out here. Looks like some kind of creature of sorts.
Oh yeah, found that one yesterday. I'm low on toadstools as well, and a few other fungal items that I use for some of my concoctions and my potions. I was out there. There's a certain type that likes a heavy amount of liquid presence in order to properly gestate. And I was up there, so I was up near one of the hot spots. Which, don't be up there when those things are going off. They'll boil the air, and your lungs will sizzle out of your own throat. But I know the timings, and it wasn't supposed to go off yesterday. But I heard the sounds, and so I ran. I was very confused, but I kept an eye on the spout. I just got further and further and further away. And as I was, he like stops like mid-sentence, like he just goes brain numbed for a second. You wanted to know about the thing?
Yeah,
Right,
if you would,
right.
please.
Right. So I ran and I saw the thing, and it came out and it was so far away. You know, it was just this big, but that big at that distance is huge. It was like damn well near the size of the entire spout, and the spout is damn near about the size of half my house. So came out, and all I could tell is like it had kind of a long body, and there was a oh, looked like petals. I didn't bring my glasses, so I didn't get a great look at it. Then it wandered in the forest, just burning the path. That doesn't seem quite right to me. So I talked to the mayor. She gave me a little coin to put towards the bounty. I had a little bit of my own because that burned up my best toadstool spot. I need that. I mean, now it'll be good for collecting ash and whatever grows out of that, but I can make it work. But that's what I saw. You ever seen a big old flower on fire? It's the best I got to look at it.
Yeah, new to me. You said you and the mayor are putting up the bounty for this, huh?
Right, it's combined effort. The mayor, it's part of. Well, to be completely frank, it's most of what we use our taxes for, is bounties. It's not everything, but it's most. Everybody just kind of pitches in and contributes if somebody needs like a new rail in, or if the ox cart breaks, or something along those lines. It's we try to attract some good talent to be able to take care of these things for us. Has anybody seen my shoe? And he like dangles his toes off the edge, and like one of them is like completely free, and he's just like wiggling like toes with like unkempt fingernail or toenails, and the other one's just like kind of a surprisingly nice looking shoe, but just one of them.
I hope it's not in Kenji's head.
Yes.
Kenji is currently overlooking at something that looks like an amphibian in a jar.
Ah.
He's kind of like reaching for it.
Kenji. Put it.
And he kind of reaches down and grabs the amphibian and.
Best include that in the bounty too, and we'll get out of here.
Is he gonna be okay?
He's fine.
All right. Yeah, I'll just take that off the top. So that'll be about $7.99 on the gold now.
All right, fair enough. Shall we go? Anything else that we could know that'll help us find this flower monster?
I can tell you how to get there. Do y'all have a map?
Somebody who can
Yes.
draw a map.
Yes, we have a map. It's right here, and it's very detailed. And he grabs it and looks at it. It's like, well, this very nice, my dear. And he hands it back. Like, let me get you a piece of paper. And he like draws this description of how to get to like the mouth spout of the volcano. Like, start here. Don't know what it done did after that, but that's a good place to start as any.
And how long will it take to get there from here?
Oh, it's about an hour and a half.
That ain't too bad.
Nah, it's a longish stroll. Do it a couple of times a week. It's good for my legs and my quadriceps and keeps my behind looking nice and toned.
Take your word for it.
You don't have to take mine. Plenty of ladies round here like it just fine.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna go.
And enjoy your toning.
All right, yeah, we'll scuttle out of here.
Corin and Nort stayed outside. So, it was fruitful endeavor.
Good enough. We've got a good lead on us on a contract here. Sometimes we like to get half payment up front, but I decided not to bother with it on this one.
And why is that? From the more stoic Corin.
I've just got a feeling about this one.
Alright, I'll take your word for it.
On top of that, the mayor has put the money behind this, so we know they're good for it.
Excellent. Then, where to next?
It's only an hour and a half from here. We could probably make it there and back today. And if not, we could just camp up there.
Sounds
I
good.
mean, safely away from the spouts. Sounds like it's real dangerous when they go off. Do we know when? Well, it doesn't matter. Said they go off anyways. Even if we knew the time, they could still go off.
Sounds like something we should be careful of. Nobody be doing any hero nonsense. If one of those things starts to go off, if we feel like a rumble in the feet, we just, everybody get away.
Sounds good.
All right. Seamus, after you.
Yeah, I head off, maybe chat with Nora kind of quietly about the contract as we walk along.
Okay. And what kind of things are you saying to Nora?
What do you think of these contracts? What do you think of this team we've been working to get together here? At first I was pretty gung-ho to get together, but I'm a little worried about these older guys.
Yes, the older ones are a little bit worried. However, they do make for a good meat shield. The turtle is the one that's most difficult, as it does not like, I don't know, making money.
Yeah, there's something about her out of the box thinking that I do like, but I can definitely see it running counter to our goals at times. You know, but we'll keep an open mind about this group and maybe see if there's room for an upgrade along the way.
Agreed. And as for this bounty, it seems pretty cut and dry. And he knows exactly where we need to go, so this should take 0 time to get completed.
Yeah, if this thing's a monster, that's what we're good at.
All Leo's thinking about is like, if he was to capture those dog dragons, like what they could look like if he, you know, made them awesome, like leveled them up. I mean, they could be really, really cool. Could have been a missed opportunity.
I love that. Yep, absolutely. Yep. And you guys are walking along the forest, and in at about 20, 30 minutes in, all of a sudden, Nort jumps and is like, "Oh, there! Who's? Someone is saying things. I don't know. Are you? Is one of you talking to me?" He's looking around at the rest of you.
What's going on there, old man?
And he like leans in nice and close. He's like, "There's a voice in my head. I can hear words. They're talking to me."
Guess I don't doubt that.
I've heard this voice before, but I don't know whose it is. Do you know?
Right.
Lean over to Nort. I think something's gone all arseways with this one.
I'd be watching you guys and kind of nod along. Not, I'm standing over here, but I see what you're saying, and I feel the same way. This guy's losing it.
Oh, well, you don't need to shout. Oh, he gave me a name. He says it's Bentimin.
Bentman.
Oh, you know the. Oh, yes. I signed his book. It's Bentimin, that Bentimin with the book. Jolly good.
You're talking to Bentimin with the book.
Yes, he's in my head saying things to me. I don't necessarily understand how this works. And it doesn't take you very long for you to understand that Nort is basically like trying to like third party relay the conversation that's like coming to him from Bentimin, and it's like an old grandpa trying to figure out how to use a cell phone for the first time. And Bentimin is very clearly on the other end, like getting more and more and more frustrated just by the way that Nort is responding to his things and like how slowly he speaks and whatnot. It takes a full good like 5 minutes for the conversation to come through properly. And it essentially boils down to, right, so do you remember they said that there was other people hunting this, and he gets kind of quiet and secretive for a second, hunting this Kieran, and he goes back to normal voice. They said they had other people in the area that were working on that project, yes?
Right.
We're supposed to go meet them now. Or I told them where we were.
Oh, great.
I think signing that book has let them be able to talk to him at any time.
That's disturbing. Tell the by-try I said, what up?
The young master Leo says hello and what's up to the by-try. Hello? Did you get my message?
Where are we supposed to go, old man?
Yes, get us directions or coordination.
Well, they said that they would be coming to us, I suppose.
Like right here in the middle of the street?
Well, they sounded familiar with where the mouth of this this sweat spout on the mountain was.
I wish you wouldn't say it like that again.
The sweat spout on the hillside.
Yeah, that part. No, not the mountain hillside part. The other part.
I'm not
Sweat
entirely
spot.
sure what we're speaking about.
Oh, you mean the sweat hole?
Yes, that one.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going there.
Well, I thought that's where. Well, I told them we were heading in that direction, so I thought we were going there.
So they're meeting us on the mountain. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I said.
Okay, well you can, I don't know, hang up there now?
Jameis says goodbye.
Excellent.
I think it worked.
Try not to go around signing books all willy-nilly, maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
thinking that might have ended up
understand why
being a
not.
bad thing.
Yeah, what am I
have-
saying? I'm not going to tell you how to live your life.
I have a new friend who I speak to in my head. He can join the others.
We could form a quartet up there.
Ooh, like a barber shop.
Quartet.
The mountain then.
I love that so much of this just amounts to Seamus can't even with this guy.
Yes, let's continue on.
Right. So, where are we going? And you guys continue up the mountain. It is a very lush, vibrant space around you. There's lots of different like plants, animals. There's a thriving amount of life here. And along the way, as you're there, about at the hour mark or so, you do hear like a rumbling in the ground, like, and the spout on the mountain erupts with more steam and begins the process of creating a giant steam cloud above about a quarter of the mountain. There are multiple spouts on the mountain, but this is like the one that's like nearest you. About 12, 14 minutes later, the collected warm steam once again descends upon you in a warm rain instead. And the steam eventually releases and subsides. Is anybody doing anything on your trek?
I'd say probably just more of that combo. I would say most of that combo is happening on this trek that we were going up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let me see. I'll just do it with the two of you because you're the ones that are active. Nora and Seamus, roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, that's all day, baby.
Eight from Seamus. Squinting in the sunlight, not having a good time.
17.
17. Nora, at some point, you're walking along and you feel kind of like the hairs on your arms and like the back of your neck and like on your snout, you know, your little hippo hairs that you have just kind of all over. They start to stand on end, almost as if you were about to be struck by lightning. But it's not that feeling, and you felt this once or twice before, but only after you came into Aeon. There's this high-pitched ringing or a chime sound that's consistent. It's like somebody struck a bell and it never fades down. And you just hear it ever so slightly, and it kind of gets to a point where it starts like whining in your ear, and it like kind of hurts a little bit, and you look up and you see over in the trees, a little bit off to your left, there's this white, almost zigzag that appears in the air and begins to stretch, and part of the space begins to separate into this like black void directly in between this like white bit, and as it stretches more, it continues to ring like a bell, almost like the sound of like steel being ripped apart. But it's a little bit more melodic than that. And you see a hand reach out and kind of grip the side, and then another hand, like a tentacle as well. And you see like a pair of eyes showing up inside of this void as this kind of tear in space begins to appear and something begins to crawl out of it.
Seamus, are you seeing this? And I'll point it out to Seamus with my gun. Can Seamus see it?
Yeah, and it's as you pointed out, it is visible to everyone. And Nitin is like, "Oh, that's something new. I've never seen one of those before." And that is where we are going to take our break.
It's less jovial here in the jungle.
You're like, I would like to go back now.
There were like minstrels and sound like a party maybe about to start.
I just hear the wolves and
here it sounds like doom. Alrighty, so Nora says, "Seamus, are you saying this?" And like holds out a gun. Is like these large hands that seem to be like shivering up and down like the tear in space begin to like pull on it, and it creaks a little bit louder, a little bit faster. And a couple of tentacles come out with little barbs on the end. And something pulls out from the tentacles and kind of like flops liquidly onto the ground. You see it kind of roll up, almost like the body of a snake, but it ends in more like an octopus ending with like a beak and 4 tentacles with suckers with like sharp barbs on the end. And you see one of them fall out. And you see another one fall out as well. And there are 2 of these creatures. And then the hands kind of like rise up, and you see a torso, and you see long, almost ethereal, also like shivering, like hard to keep your grasp on, legs that flow out of the portal and like shift down, and like it's almost like as if I was like trying to like go underneath my table right now, or if like I just like became liquid and like dropped through. And then like there's this like crouching motion. You look up and you can't really see like the head because it's like back is kind of like turned and twisted towards you. And it looks up and you see multiple heads just vibrating back and forth. Just... And it turns around, its head almost owl-like, looking back at you with deep red eyes. And you see this. and the whole body is almost translucent, has almost like this kind of like silver powder sheen to it, and the whole thing is just like hard to
So is this
grasp.
is the rip? The rip in space is this guy? That's what you're
It
saying?
came through.
Okay,
And
so
then
there's
as
still
it,
like
yeah, like this is all happening.
close.
It hasn't closed yet, so this is narratively like kind of real
Okay.
time.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So, what would y'all like to do?
How is this even worse than the sweat hole you were describing earlier?
Oh,
Right, this seems. I don't have a description for what I'm seeing.
I don't like it.
This seems strange. And this is not the first time that most of you have seen something like this. Not like this creature, but this phenomenon of like the space opening up and like something coming through. This is a manifestation of what Aeon does as it brings something new into the world. This is a small, specific scale, and if you haven't seen it yourself, you've seen stories except for Leo. Leo, this is a brand new occurrence to you.
yeah, I'm tripping. This is
Yeah.
this thing is freaky. This isn't what I'm used to.
Not remotely. And yeah, it comes out and just kind of vibrates and looks there and looks over, and with its kind of shifting physical form, you hear a sound come up, and it sounds like it's also in a shifting pattern. And you start to hear a slight melodic tone to it. Sounds like it's using multiple vocal cords all at once. And it turns and kind of crouches down hungrily and begins to step towards you. I would like everybody to roll the initiative.
Does he make that friendly looking wave? Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to say hi to the friendly gang.
Friendly game. The friendly friends.
The friendship friends. You almost had it right, Leo.
Ugh.
All right. Rolling for Nora. Come on. What is happening here?
Where is my initiative on my sheet?
Right next to your shield. I believe you can click on the I and I.
Yeah, good looking out.
All right. So, first step is going to be one of the creatures on the right. Or it's going to be the creature on the right. It's going to move. Let's see. Been a while since I was in combat. Ooh, there's new stuff. Why is there new stuff? This stuff shouldn't be here right now. Weird. It's going to move over here and perch up on top of this rock. You see it kind of like warily looking at you all, like just kind of ready for like something to come in. And that'll be its turn. And it is essentially taking the dodge action. Oh. I'm going to delete this Nora that got a really good initiative because they're off the map and I can't reclaim them. but I will reposition the other Nora to be viable then.
Viable Nora.
Viable Nora. Okay, let's see if I remember how to play this character. So I'm going out on a limb here, but I think Nora's going to shoot something.
I think that's a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
A safe limb. I think it's a sturdy limb. You'll be fine. You'll go ahead.
Absolutely. No, the tree branch attack, or the tree branch jumping that she tried last time, just worked perfectly fine. Actions. Let's see here for Pepperbox. We get to roll? Nope. This is all broken.
No.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, Forge is super borked today. Sorry, guys. That'll be a 19 to hit. That will absolutely hit the thing. So, rolling damage. Rolling damage? Nope. Everybody probably just use your D&D Beyond. Okay, that will be minimal damage for a total of 6. Ooh, actually, that's a disadvantage because this thing is taking the dodge action, so I'm gonna do the attack again. The second one's better, so the first one will hit just fine. So -6.
Does Nora's gun have a name?
It's called the Pepperbox. I don't think.
It
I
says
don't think
Pepperbox Exandria.
But that's the name. That's the name of where it comes from.
Oh, like the okay.
Mm-hmm.
The book or whatever.
Yep. So, and it goes and like rips into like one of the tentacles, the one on the upper right, and it kind of reels back, and Nora just very quickly. It's going to take another shot at disadvantage. Ooh, that's not good. That's still a 14 though. What's this thing's armor class? 14. So that hits.
Nice.
All right, this time round, that will be 11 damage. Another rather large chunk goes kind of through the center and just gouges this thing. Like, Seamus, I don't know what these are, but I don't like them. They've got too much yucky to them.
Yeah, they definitely look like monsters to me. Look like they just got to the Eon, though.
Well, let's give them a proper welcome. They look like they're intending to do the same to us. So Corian is gonna go, and then moving forward, I will not have to play this many characters by myself.
I think that Nora would like scatter into the trees or something. She's like a take cover kind of girl.
That is true. She 5, 10, 15. Well, let me see. You guys are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She'll come and kind of get over here and like kind of like duck down and like look like she's like kind of crouching behind a root. Yep, because she's got 30 on her speed. Okay, Corin and Al and Nim. Unless anybody feels like playing any of these characters, I will just keep going with them. I can't see anything, so I gotta refresh my foundry.
I could play Nim. Nim's easy.
Okay.
I already feel like I know what you're gonna do.
Shell defense.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That is accurate. Okay, so got it back now. So Corin with his 30 speed, he's going to rush up. He's doing a dash action to get right over here. That'll be it for Corin. And me see. Next up is Al.
Different Al.
Different Al. Albert Nordicus. Nords is going to use his Twilight Sanctuary ability to give everybody a little bit of additional HP.
You.
Okay, so it's super small on him today. Usually it's massive. Okay, well, there we go. There, that's what it is. Okay, so anybody that anybody that ends their turn in the sphere can get 1d6 plus 5 temporary HP. And that is his action, and he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to move over here, not too far away from everybody.
Does the sphere move, or is it stuck where he cast it?
Nope, it does move with him.
Cool. All right.
And bonus actions. Why not? He's going to use one of his spiritual weapons too. And then next up is Seamus, and I'll let Seamus go ahead while I'm getting the spiritual weapon out.
Yeah, I will raise a hand up and kind of twist it around, and as I do, the shadows around this tentacle creature will start to curl up and over the tentacle and maybe attack it.
Okay. This is so.
Was it disadvantage, right? I think.
It is a disadvantage, and real quick, this is going to be Nord's spiritual weapon, and it is going to get an attack as it's summoned at disadvantage. Ooh, that's going to be a 10. Yeah, that's a 10. So it pops up and swings, and it brings in like a blade that looks like like a crescent moon comes down and just cuts into the rock. So Seamus's hand, like shadowy hand, also misses, and this thing just kind of wary. North, why can't you guys hit this?
I'm gonna run across over this direction. Right there, actually.
Okay. And that would be 9 temporary HP for you, sir.
Oh, nice. I still want to take a bonus action on my turn. And I will bonus action hide over here.
Okay. Go ahead and hide. There's not a ton of cover over there. But depends on how good you roll, I guess. If you're about like 5 feet closer to the tree, then there's lots of cover, but where you're at right now, not as much.
Nope, not as much.
You go over and you're like hide, and it's right as you say that, like Nora turns, you say something, and like she turns and like puts her foot right in front of you, and you just trip right over it. You're like,
I have advantage on that roll, actually. Sorry.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Pause.
That's a little better.
All right, and instead of that, and you see her big foot coming, and you jump over it and kind of slide into first base. All right. Next up is going to be the other Grick. It's going to move over here. 5, 10, 30. It is. You see it kind of slither and use its claws just and gets up close to Corin and goes for an attack with its tentacles. trying to come down and slash him. Wow, that is remarkably going to hit. That is a 23. I rolled a natural 19. And Corin's armor class is 20. So that'll be 10 points of slashing damage. And then because as like it kind of wraps around him and pulls him in and the beak opens up, goes for another attack against him, and that will be a 13. He just comes in and like bites onto his shoulder pad and like can't gain purchase properly and just kind of scrapes off, no damage the second time. Alrighty. Nim is next.
All right, so Nim, right now that she's seen Corin getting attacked, she's kind of panicked and doesn't really know what to do. She would probably try to get between Leo and the tree, like behind Nora. She'd try to move over behind Nora. I don't know if she'd quite go into shell defense yet. I think she may wait one turn to see what goes on. That would be my thing for her, but I can't move her, by the way.
She'll move over here or something.
Yeah, and she'll just wait.
Okay. Is she gonna hold a spell or anything?
If she's got a healing spell, she's gonna hold that.
Okay, so we'll have her do a...
If she has a
Sure.
distance enough, she would do it on Corin, but I don't know if it has enough distance.
She has Cure Wounds, which is a touch spell.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any other heals.
All right, she'll wait it out.
Okay. It's just... Are we sure these are not friendly? As she's kind of like...
It just hit him.
It could just be hungry.
Or frightened. Okay. This guy's gonna go. He is going to... Okay, he's going to step up, and the spiritual bubble that exists over Nort right now gets this thing's attention, and like you see one of its heads turn, and then like all the shimmering echoes of it also turn, kind of in delayed sequence, and you hear it make a sound as it's looking at Corin, and as it's looking at Nora as well, as it's gone to as Nora presented itself as a threat. So the two of them, I need them to make a wisdom saving throw as it starts to whistle. In this like deep, horrid melody. Let's see here. What am I doing? Wisdom saving throw. This is from Nort. Okay. And this is from Nora. They both have pretty good wisdom. Ooh, but Nora botches it. Okay. That is going to be 30 points of psychic damage to Nora, and Nora is now afraid of it, as like the haunting melody kind of sinks into into her mind. And Nort takes half of it, so Nort will take 15. And 30 points to Nora. And something, as that happens though, you see something as that psychic energy like lashes out and hits inside of Nort, he's able to push back on it. And is oh, that's in my head. It hurts a lot. And you see him kind of go a little bit distant. Oh no, not again. No. As he seems to be recalling something that what he wasn't expecting. And as that begins to happen, it's going to kind of hit at him a second time. And like it's almost like dominoes tipping for him mentally. He resists like the additional damage and things the first time, but there's something about it that scares him. This surreal, ethereal, non-corporeal thing has triggered something in him, and he drops to his knees and begins to hold his head. And he is just completely out of it. Kenji and Leo, you are up next.
All right. We're going to move together towards the Grix. Yeah, let me look. Let me count here. So we both have 30 feet.
I think Kenji is 25.
Oh, he might have 25. Okay. And
Yeah.
I think we may just maybe burn our action to get there. And we can't fight, but no, we'll try to stick within the bubble for at least this first turn. So we'll just go up. We'll just get closer. And I'll put Kenji a little bit behind me.
Okay. Gotcha. And
then
gotcha.
actually-
Previously, Bria gets 10 temporary HP.
Cool. I am going to pull out my crossbow, which I've never used before, and I'm gonna shoot at the closest Grick to me.
Okay, go for it. You may have to. Yeah, you can intersperse you can switch with Kenji if you feel like. Cool, yeah, that hits. So crossbow. The bolt sinks into the side.
All right, cool, we're good.
Okay. Kenji do anything?
No, he doesn't have any range.
Okay, gotcha. He can take like the dodge action just in case he's attacked or something, if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm not used to that, but let's have him take the dodge action or hold the dodge action, right?
More like it's you use your action to do the dodge action, and it means until the beginning of your next turn, attacks with disadvantage against you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Kenji will definitely do that.
Okay, cool. So Leo, you get 6 temporary HP, and Kenji gets 7. But again, I can't open like any monster stat sheets, which is what's going on my side.
I can't open his sheet either. I can't do anything with him. Well, actually, I guess
Yeah.
I can. When I click him, I can control him via the Aragon combat HUD.
Mhm.
But I can't get to his sheet.
Yeah, me either, which is strange. So I'll see what I can do about fixing that by the next time we come in.
Cool. Yeah, but at least
Okay.
I can use him, and I think I can use his abilities. So
Yep. Okay. As this is all happening, there's some slight movement in the trees as somebody comes through, and you see like a pushing past, and there's a person standing there watching all of this happen. Quentin, would you please explain to them what they see?
Is he by himself?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll let Lily describe herself in a moment.
So what they see, holding a conversation with another individual, they see a elven-looking individual, kind of violet skin, very, very bright white hair, wearing kind of some purple and blackish robes. On his back is a very elegant-looking bow staff. Strapped to his side is a kind of unique style. It resembles what of a short sword, just a tad bit smaller. Honestly, not even paying attention at this point, talking to the other individual that he's walking with. I don't think you would be able to hear from what he was saying from that far, but fully just having a conversation with this other individual, and at the moment turn and just kind of look. Got this kind of grin on his face for the most part. Probably annoying the person that he's walking with right now. So.
You are muted. Oh gosh.
Picture's
Oh,
too
no.
big.
Your
It's too
picture's
big.
too big. Too powerful.
You're muted. Still muted.
You guys didn't read my lips of post it in the chat. And then next to him, Lily, how tall is your character?
She's 5'8". She's not short. She's taller than average.
And Quentin, how tall is your character?
5'10".
5'10". Okay, so this taller man is looking next, or is talking to a tall woman who it just happens to be a little bit shorter than her. But go ahead and describe yourself.
Yeah, so she's a slightly taller than average, fairly muscular woman. She has vibrant red hair that's pulled into a fairly messy loose bun. She has very amber feline eyes that are quite striking. She's not at all modestly dressed from the top. It's very much wraps and then just a leather cloth. So her entire abdomen, everything above her shoulders and chest area is showing. She does wear some nice leather black pants and sort of what would you call them? Like laced sandals. So her feet is open toe shoes. She carries a battle axe on her back. And she looks pretty much like a fighter you might not want to mess with.
What is her race?
You don't know.
She looks human-ish.
All right, but she's got horns and pointy ears.
She's got horns and pointy ears, and there's a number of reddish scale-like freckles
And she's got
across her
cool
shoulders
cat
and back.
eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I should also mention, I said elvish. I will say the structure is not common to elven like facial structure. It is more humanish.
Ish.
He's got the pointed ears of an elf.
Cool.
All right. So Quentin, go ahead, and it is your go.
Oh boy. So just mid conversation, look over. That's interesting. Look back at the individual I'm traveling with. Maybe this will get you a break from me rambling on. That guy over there, the one that's vibrating, seems like he can't chill. Why don't you have him kind of calm down a little bit? And I'm going to bonus action key point to Step of the Wind to move 100 feet to get to this guy and take a smack. Maybe.
Okay.
I remember how to use Foundry. There we go. Apparently not hit.
Oh, go ahead and roll in disadvantage because this thing still has
Oh yeah.
dodge action on. Not a natural one, so you're fine.
Take a hit, realize and miss. Well, that's quite embarrassing, and immediately step away, back up a little bit to like here.
As you back away, it is going to take a swipe at you.
It cannot. I have mobile.
You have mobile. That's right. Okay.
Kevin's learned.
It tries to, but you're already gone by the time it goes. It realizes you were even there.
I think he'd also look, and this thing that's around them. Do you physically see this? The aura or whatever? Is this something you can physically see?
You can. It's kind of like this bubble shroud of like these like little starlight sparklies that are going on, and like there's little vortexes of looks like things you would see in the night sky is kind of just like floating all around. Also, you jump off this little rock and you land. You turn over and there's a rather large armored yellow dragonborn standing right there, apparently being by a tentacle creature.
It's mid like fight, turn, look. There's questions there, and then turn to individual in front of me with the pink hair. That dome thing, is that safe?
Yeah.
Immediately, as soon as he says yes, he runs into it.
Alright.
That's as far as he can get.
How much?
I have 100.
Did you have that much movement speed?
I have originally 50, and then I used bonus action to dash, get another 50.
That's crazy movement.
100. Okay, so you get 10 temporary HP for being in the sanctuary. All right. Lily, you are up.
A scoffs, like, show off. You pointed to the vibrating thing, and I can only assume that's what you were pointing to.
Oh yeah, that was a good point. Would we have seen the whole vibrating thing?
You would have heard it. It's been screeching.
Okay, yeah. Backtrack, just pointing at it. That guy.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can
Yeah.
see it. It's strange.
This
This thing is almost like silver white glowing amongst just like vegetation. It stands out like a sore thumb. Like it is like very apparent, and it's like, yeah, that thing's doing a weird thing over there.
Okay. I could get there, but just like maybe I'll just stand back for a second and observe it.
Yeah, I didn't think about your movement speed.
Yeah, she takes the dodge action. And will...
And just checking, but I think you have 40 feet of movement speed because you're of your class.
Yes.
I don't think you used it all.
I think I did. I was right here.
I think you have 5 feet left. I could be wrong. Oh, were you up there? Okay,
I
no,
think
you're
I
good
was
then.
up here, yeah.
All right, cool.
What, this one? Yeah, that's what I want. Can I just... Beautiful. I'm dodging. Should anything try to come at me.
Okay. Sounds good. And we're back up at the top with the original Grick. It is no longer taking its dodge action.
The original
It's going to...
Brick. That's a good rap name.
Right? But you can only rap about D&D subjects.
Yeah.
Which honestly, there's a lot of artists who have like made careers out of fantasy shit like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, it's gonna drop down here and it's gonna take its attacks at advantage against Corin here. And that was not at advantage, that was just by itself. Okay, so that is a 16. Since it did not succeed on its tentacle attacks, it doesn't get its beak attack. And that's all they can do. Nora is frightened.
Oh.
Which means that she can't willingly get closer to the source of her fear, and all of her attacks are at disadvantage as long as it's in visual range. Anybody want to run, Nora, or would you like me to?
You got it. You got her accent pretty well.
Let's see here. So what is technically considered closer? Yep, that would be closer. Okay. She's going to move over here. And she's going to like run and jump and like just tuck herself behind like a tree. Be behind a branch, and she's going to kind of like crouch down for half cover. Just to say, Seamus, I really don't like whatever that thing is. That song is like a creepy lullaby. And Nora's going to take her shots against it. Because even though Nora's scared, she would know how to like push through that and get the job done.
Yeah, it's still a disadvantage, right?
Yes, it is.
Because that's the source of her fear.
Mm-hmm.
But could she shoot one of the Gricks not at disadvantage? Just out of curiosity.
Since she can see her source of fear, then all of her attacks are at disadvantage. It's not about attacking the source of fear.
Gotcha.
Yep. So that is a 15 to... Nope, that's a 14 to hit. That is not enough. It goes by and it just kind of like hits the skin and just kind of like... It's a little bit more like it just kind of skitters and like evaporates instead of hits. And it looks over at Nora. And the heads again follow in cascading fashion. And Nora's going to take her second shot. First die. Ooh, not good. Second die is worse. That's a 12. A very similar example. And she comes back and she's like, don't like it. Corin's going to go. And let's see, what's Corin's stuff? Okay. Corin is just going to pull out his dragony battle axe, and he's going to go for two different strikes. One on the north one and one on the south. So the first one is a 14 to hit. The armor class of a Grick is 14, so he does hit indeed. I'm just gonna roll that.
He a smiter? He's a
He is a smiter. Let's see, can I open up Corin's... This is his thing, Axe of Draconic Power.
I was wondering where that additional D6 came from.
Can I roll this? Nope, I don't know how to... Sean set this up on his own, and I don't know how to actually roll in this table. So I'll just roll a d10. That's a 3, so he comes down and swings, so it's 8 damage. No, it's 10 damage, including 2 fire damages, like the red eye flares, or the little red gem in his battle axe flares red, and a little bit of fire comes out. And so that's 10 points of damage to the one above. I'm just going to kind of spin around and and he will. I don't think he's going to save his smite. He's going to spin around and do a second attack on the one on the bottom. And that'll definitely hit because that's a 25. And that's a 3 that time. So it's again fire damage. So that is the damage portion of his axe coming through. For 13 damage, and that will fully kill that one. As he just spins around, he just kind of cuts it from like the diagonal and like straight across the beak, and like one edge of the beak and the top, the bottom top, and the bottom of the top just kind of separate and fall off, and it drops down. And Corin turns back around. He's like, "You're next," and it's just squaring up with the other one. Nort is frightened. Nort is like trapped in something. Something is happening with him. Nora can take a wisdom saving throw at the end of her turn to try to become unfrightened. She is successful. Nort does not have that same opportunity. You hear him muttering to himself and just kind of rocking back and forth. No, I didn't mean to. I did what I had to do. It wasn't. I had to leave. And he's just sitting there. He's conversing with nobody. Seamus.
I'm going to try to cast Shadow's Touch on that creature, the ghostly creature up there.
Just out of curiosity, what does that look like?
Yeah, so in my head, what happens is like its own shadow reaches up and tries to like hurt it each time. So like sometimes you'll see like a shadowy hand stretch up out of its own shadow and like grab at its throat or like go for an eye or something like that. But yeah, you see just like shadows, its own shadow reach out at itself.
Okay.
All right, and misses. And as you reach for that and do that, the attack roll is at disadvantage as you try to like focus in on like how to attack this thing. Its blurred form is making it hard to pinpoint like where the corporeal portion of its body is. Okay, the one Grick that's still alive. Go ahead. Rest of your turn.
Yeah, I'm always gonna do like stuff on my bonus actions and stuff. I think so.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just
myself.
No, you're good. I'm just gonna scoot up here behind this tree and try to hide again if I can. Is this like enough cover kind of behind this new person?
Just gonna hide behind the person.
And it's like there's like a bush here or something too. I can.
That's like a palm tree,
down.
but there is like this root ball thing that's going on that the monk is standing on top of. So yeah, you could hide behind the root ball, hypothetically.
Will a 24 do it?
You feel like it'll do it. Does it do it is different than you feel like it, but you feel good about it.
probably should. I was gonna say something, but never mind. With a 24, I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, the Grick don't got eyes, so I don't know how he'd be sensing you. So
Yeah, and then that'll be it. And whatever my bonus temp points are inside the dome.
Thank you. That would be 6.
Does that just keep adding to what you have already?
no, it resets every
Okay.
turn. It only
Okay.
lasts one turn.
Yeah.
Let's say
Okay.
that'd be-
Next up is this Grick. It's not liking its chances against Corin at all. So it's going to disengage and run up over here on the other side of the wall. And that'll be its turn. And it had no idea that Lily was there, and so it kind of gets around as it's scurrying away. It's, oh shit, another giant thing with an axe. Nim's turn.
Yeah, so I imagine like when Nora kind of pushed past her and tried to hide, like Nim was gonna, she'll just go into shell defense at that point. So she's probably over with Nora. Like maybe Nora's holding her on her head to protect Nora. Now that Nim is just in a shell.
So she comes over and like provides cover for Nora to hide behind.
Yep.
All right. Shell defense. Okay. Next up is Whistler's turn. And let me see if it gets its rechargeability back. Oops, I'm gonna throw the dice right out of the tray. And it's going to split its heads. One set of heads, there's about 3 of them that shift left. There's 2 more that shift right. And it's going to target Lily. And I don't know, I'm going to roll a dice for this. Between Quentin, Leo, and Kenji. I don't think it has visibility on the other 2, so I'm going to ignore 4s. That would be against Quentin.
Probably.
So the 2 newcomers, I need you both to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Oh, she's really great at these guys. That's a 13. It did not go through. Found.
Alrighty then. In that case, you are both frightened of this. Wow. That was. I'll send you a screenshot of that.
Is that a good wow or a bad wow?
For one of us, it was good.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Lovely. Lily, I hope you weren't attached to your character.
Yeah, it's fine. She's gonna be fine unless this thing crit and did max damage, then she might be down.
Okay, so you're both frightened, and you both take 45 points of psychic damage.
Oh, good. I'm down.
Oh, ow.
No,
Okay.
you have temporary HP
Oh my god.
from being in the bubble.
45?
45 HP.
Ow.
Wow. I just saw the
I'm still
screenshot.
up, but ow.
You're wrecked.
Yeah, so you are only not unconscious right now, Quentin, because you ran into that bubble.
You're on your left.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and this thing is going to use its bonus action. So as you like are looking at this thing as it splits its head, and you just feel that as it like starts doing this terrible like whistling vibration sound. And like you kind of crouch down and grab your head there, Lily, and you look back up and it's gone.
Oh, I can't see it. That's not good.
And then all of a sudden, you feel it right next to you.
Oh. Okay.
As it uses its bonus action to teleport. Just like it's gone, and then just like a blink, and it's like right there, looming over you. Kenji and Leo.
Let me think here. All right, I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna have Kenji take one step back and do his torrent breath attack on Nort. So he's going to just blow his torrent breath attack. He takes all the water in his head and just shoots it out his mouth. And he's gonna try to knock Nort out of whatever's funking him. So I'm just gonna actually attack him.
Okay, what is that? I think it's a Constitution save.
It is, yeah.
You should show Kenji's photo again.
How do I rotate a template? I can never remember.
Control scroll
Oh,
wheel.
I can scroll. Here we go.
Mhm.
That works.
And once again with Kenji's template. Oh, let me hit the right buttons. He walks around, he's a grumpy little turtle with like a pool of water like in the top of his head. And Nort gets a 12. I don't remember what the DC is, but I don't think it's a 12.
Yeah, I don't
think it's higher
so.
than that. Okay, so Nort is gonna get blasted.
Nice. I don't think it
And
does
I
that
wish
much damage, but
I think it's 3d6 fire damage.
it'd be cool if I could see those things.
Force damage. It would be cool because that would mean that we could open your character sheet.
Yeah.
Or your monster sheet.
Yeah. I get you. We'll figure it out. It's not a big deal because I can't. I don't have a character for him in D&D Beyond either. So
Yeah.
I guess I could just look up his abilities.
Well, yeah, and we had to kind of. A lot of this is homebrew for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3d6 damage to Nort.
All right. I can roll that from Kenji. I think. Be honest, I don't know where to click.
You can just roll it in the kind of dice
In the
roller table
chat.
at the bottom of the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. 3d6.
11.
That's a pretty good
All
roll.
right. Okay.
But if some damage brings him back to the world,
Right. I'm going to give him. So this is giving him another wisdom saving throw, but this saving throw is at disadvantage because what this is triggering with him. Wow, disadvantage. That is still at 20.
Whoa.
Okay. So Nort is kind of like blasted backwards, and he moves 5 feet back, like, and lands on his back. He is prone, and he is sitting still, and his eyes are unfocused, like staring up at the sky.
all right.
See
No
what that
time.
means.
Me and Kenji turn around and we go our distance heading towards the guys. So we'll head 30
Sounds
feet
good.
this way, 25 feet this way.
Okay. Kenji can move 25, I believe. You have 30.
Yeah. Yeah, so that works.
Did the system I think the system just stopped Kenji
It
short
might
when you
have, yeah,
tried to
because I didn't
drag
mean
you
to.
both.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
that is cool.
I love Forge when it's doing cool stuff and not when it's doing weird stuff. Okay, so that was both of you.
Yeah, it's
Quentin.
cool how our turns are happening at the same time. Or did you make that happen?
Oh, I just punched it forward for both of you.
You're just
Yeah.
punching it. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Ow. I'm frightened of it now, right?
You are frightened of it. I just forgot to give you your status.
So-
You cannot get closer to it.
After looking up, you got this right, and it starts to slowly back up behind cover. Looking at the
Okay.
old man that's just sitting there. And just
Confused whether he's a good guy or a bad guy
Yeah.
at this point.
when I move back, out of curiosity, do I see the person that was hiding below me?
What's your passive perception?
Yeah, I wouldn't see him from off that. That's 15.
Nope.
Okay. Just eyeing everybody, seeing a turtle over here with the hippo. Just, you guys don't look dangerous. Casually walk back behind here. As an action, I'm gonna quicken heal because that hurt a lot.
Yeah, it did.
I gotta find on this character sheet. What? Oh, I thought I did that.
You get 8 temporary HP for being in the dome.
I completely forgot about that.
When you end your turn, that is. And these people, they all match the description that Bentamir gave you of who you were supposed to meet up with.
Okay.
Or Bentamin. It's rather hard to mistake this group, I will admit.
I think.
Oh, also, you have there is some creature, there's some like druid, or there's some like green thing that's like over by the hippo that's got this shell, and it disappeared into the shell. You have no idea what this is. This is absolutely, completely, and utterly foreign. What the hell is that?
How many? I can get up to it.
Yes.
So
if
I'm-
you go, you have to end your turn in the dome to get the temporary HP. By the way.
Ooh. I really don't want to play as Quinn. All right, so no, he'll stay there. I can't find my thing on my character sheet.
You're quickening him.
Yeah, I know it's here. I have to use key points to do it. If that makes a difference on where it would be.
That's weird.
I can just roll through D&D Beyond if we need to, and then just add it manually.
Yeah, sure. I'm just checking. Are you sure you have it right now, or is that a level 6 thing?
No, it says level 5. As an
Okay.
action, spend 2 key points.
All right, sounds good.
It's so weird.
Okay, so you recover a little bit of HP.
How much did you say temp? 8?
It's 8 if you're ending your turn in the zone.
Yeah, if he wasn't, he would do something over here.
Mhm.
He wasn't already beaten up. And he's just gonna kind of chill behind the tree.
It's
And,
okay, I've got
the
this.
hippo.
He's absolutely yelled at you. You got this.
I got this guy.
And Quentin, there's something that makes your head turn, and you hear something and it annoys you.
Immediately turn, just like, I really don't want to hear your thoughts right now. And then go back to focusing.
All right, Lily.
So, feeling a bit cornered right now.
Oh, and you are frightened of this thing, by the way.
Yes, feeling a little cornered right now.
You also can't see us on the other side of the hill there, so it's just you and those guys.
Yeah, it's just you, this like weird tentacle thing that showed up too. It's like, and this thing that you are scared shitless of. Also, Quentin, end of your turn, go ahead and give me another wisdom save to see if you can break the fear.
I'm gonna use all of her things. Probably.
Ooh, that 4 almost did you in. Oh wow, you're for a monk, you have a bad wisdom
Yeah,
score.
you know, didn't roll very well.
Oh, we may need to revisit your stats. No, actually, you actually have pretty good stats.
I say it's
Like across the board, good stats.
yeah,
They're just not
not
okay.
good modifiers.
Cool. You're still afeared.
Okay.
Can I do that as a free thingy upon first? Let me make sure I can do that as a extra thing. Yeah, I can. Okay. So a little cornered, slightly, her hackles kind of rise, and her pupils kind of dilate in a little more as she enters a rage. And she sort of like hunches down as spikes grow from her shoulders. And
The red scales that are on her shoulders instead kind of like stand up and extend out as like red spikes.
And because this thing is where it is, she is going to end up growing a very spiked dragon-like tail.
So in her rage, it just extends off the back of her body like a small red dragon tail, just flipping long and like scaly and strong.
And she's going to recklessly attack this thing twice.
Heck,
Because that's
go
the
for
only
it.
time she can. And because she's frightened, this will just cancel out disadvantage on attacking it.
Yep, this is just a straight roll because you're going reckless.
18.
18, and this is a new character and everything, so just checking here. I think it's let's see here.
Yeah, it is a reach, but her tail has a reach of 10.
Right, but for your bonus action, do you want to do that thing?
I use my bonus
With-
action to endure rage.
Okay, cool. So you are not getting the other benefit from your
Yeah,
bonus action.
the other
Okay, cool.
thing right now.
Just want to specify. Sweet. Okay, so an 18, that will hit. With the tail long and lashing with its reach abilities, smacking into it for 11 piercing damage.
And then.
Oh, actually, roll one more time for me. You're frightened of it, but you're reckless, so that cancels out. But it has a blurred form ability, which makes it hard to hit, so it's still at disadvantage.
Okay. I'll roll this. 17?
Yeah, 17 will still hit.
Okay. And then her second attack, which I'll roll at disadvantage. 18.
18 will hit. And is that getting your bonus damage from your rage too? Just checking.
It's not adding my rage, which is just +2.
Okay, so that's 4 more damage. Ooh, total. All right, so a couple of them go out and just slapping this thing around. And you'd see it kind of like slash, like where it slashes. It's just kind of like a white streak across its body. Like if you've ever had like road rash or like, you know, had a bad abrasion, but it's that same sort of pattern, but it's just like white.
Mm-hmm. And can she get up to here with her movement? It's 40 feet, but this isn't.
As long as you're moving away from the creature, yes, you can.
Yes, she is very much moving away from this creature. And that's where she will end her turn.
I muted myself. As you do, it's also going to take a swipe at you because it has long reach also.
Okay.
All right,
This
so
is-
this is
What I was hoping for.
Ooh.
this is at advantage because you did a reckless attack.
What?
That is a 25 or a 27. So those will hit.
Yes, that will hit.
And I rolled pretty low. That is 8 more psychic damage.
All right. Righty. We're
Okay.
Yeah.
we're now near death.
Lily, go ahead and give me a wisdom save to try to break free from the frightening.
Oh, that's a 7.
Yeah, nah, this thing's still freaking you out.
She's like, don't know. We were told to find a group, not fight weird things in the jungle.
Yep, fair. Okay, Nora's up, and she's gonna kind of shake it off, be like, well, that's rather annoying, and I think I'm tired of this. So, let's get rid of it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's gonna trek herself back over here. Ooh, she can't see it because these rocks are a little bit tall,
And it's moved, yeah.
and it moved, but she can still see the Grick on top of the rock. So she's gonna shoot the Grick. And that's just gonna be a normal roll for 27. That'll do. This is her 5th shot, so that'll be 9 points of damage there. And then shooting again. Ooh, that's not good. That's a 2, and what's the misfire score on the pepper box? It's a 2. So the pepper box kind of breaks down as it tries to fire that last shot. And says, not again. And she breaks out her tools and starts to go to repair it for next turn. That'll be Nora. And she'll, in that last one, she'll pump in an astral spark, which causes an extra 3 points of damage as it kind of goes out in this kind of bluish comedy energy that follows the bullet for a little bit of extra force damage.
Comedy. I thought you said comedy.
Well, that's
A comedy bullet. It's rubber.
and when it hits, it just makes a whoopee cushion sound.
A little squeak. Yeah, whoopee cushion. Yep, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Little
All right.
bang flag out the end of the gun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bang.
Corin is going to use his 10 feet of his movement speed to climb up, 5, 10, 15, and he's going to jump down and go for a slam attack on the Grick, because that sounds fun. So that'll be a natural 20.
Oh.
All right, let's do this funness. A D10. What kind of damage are we rolling here? That is an 8. An 8 is psychic damage. So that he comes down and the eye glows purple this time and just swipes down. He cuts the back of the Grick, and then there's a pulse of purple energy that goes through the cut and goes into its brain, just fries it. And you see the tentacles just and splashes dully into the water as it dies. And then he's going to, so how much was that? That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. That was his entire movement. Bonus actions. Okay, he's gonna come over and look around, and he's going to use many times can I do this? I don't think it specifies. He's going to look over and see this like new person that's like bleeding from her mouth and ears and like her eyes significantly, and she's got like these bright yellowish like cat eyes and these like yellow spikes. Actually, I don't know what Corin would think of this. She looks like a monster.
It's a little terrifying and unsettling.
A little bit, and I'm gonna have to roll for this, I think.
Hello.
I think there's like, if it's an 11 or below, Corin recognizes that you're an ally, or you're a human of some sort and not just a monster. Oh, and you also have a tail, so that helps.
Hey.
That's a 16. No, he straight up thinks you're a monster. So he never saw you. Things are starting to fight, and then there's just like this rabid
like
thing.
punched.
And he's just, and he kind of like gears up, and he's like looking between you and this like spooky creature, and he's not sure where to go.
Not sure which one. Fair enough.
Yeah. Nort's still passed out on the ground. Or not passed out, but he's like just staring up. Nobody's checked on him since. Nora gets... Ooh, max HP, so she gets 11 temp HP. And then Seamus. You are muted or just not talking yet? One of the two.
Yeah, I just haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
I'm hiding next to this root over here, so I'm not even sure if anybody can really see me over here. But I know that they cannot see me now. Oh no.
Nice.
Maybe not. Well, yeah, I go invisible. I think I had the other thing targeted, so it would like try to make that go invisible.
I gave you invisibility though, so you're good.
I can't go over the rock. Sorry. I'm just going to move over here.
Okay.
I'll use my movement 35 feet, and then I will bonus action dash over there invisibly.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. At advantage because you're invisible.
So good.
All right.
2 19s for 2 27s.
Okay. Sounds good. Nim's go. What's she doing?
She's in her shell.
Okay. I think. Sure. Yeah, she'll stay there for one more round. I think next round she might like pop her head out and like look around and see that Nort's on the ground and like go check on him.
Yeah. I mean, she could do that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Okay.
Help.
Next up is our melodically challenged friend. Okay, and Okay. And it's going to look over at Corin. Its heads separate into 3 directions. One looks over at Corin. One is looking at Lily. The other looks directly behind itself and down at Seamus.
Oh my god. Oh no.
This thing happens to have blind sight. And it looks over at Seamus and is going to take 2 swipes with its it's going to do 2 psychic swipes. Its hands move, and there's like almost like it's pulling its hand through like glittery water. There's like a ripple that like travels behind its fingertips, and it is going to attack you twice. So first one to hit is an 18.
That hits.
Okay, that will be 14 points of psychic damage. Second attack comes through. That is 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And the second one around is 11 points of psychic damage. And then as those 2 heads that were looking at you finish their swipes, they kind of like reset and go back. This thing is going to use its bonus action to teleport 20 feet. Oh, come on. Over here, and it's going to take its 3rd item on the multi-attack against Corin. And that is a natural 20 for a 28. So that is 2 more of those. Yep. Okay, so that is 12 damage plus an extra 13 for the crit. So that is a total of 25.
Oh, hi, Miss Silvery Barbs.
Yeah, you do. 25, and just checking reactions. Does he have? Nope, he doesn't have any reactions or anything that can help him out here. So he takes a big hit, and you see that kind of blur go through and like smack Corin straight across the face. As he comes back, like it's almost like the blood was dragged from his ear, and he's just like staggering a little bit. For the natural 20, I'm gonna give him reduced movement speed. He's only got 15 feet of movement speed as he's like as he has to like stumble and like kind of catch himself. So that'll be that guy's turn, Kenji and Leo. And then we'll wrap up as we get up to the bottom of the combat today.
Cool. All right. So I can't remember, and I'm not sure. Does Kenji have? Do you know how many times he can use his torrent breath? Is it just once, or twice?
He can recharge it if he gets a 6 on his turn. It's a 1d6. He recharges it like a monster. I just rolled a 6, so he gets back.
Excellent. So we're both gonna rush up to this guy. Kenji will be a little bit behind me. He'll be up on the cliff, and I'll be standing next to Corin there. All right. So Kenji is first, so he'll use his torrent breath that he just got back.
Cool. This guy. Okay, that'll be a Constitution save from the guy. Geez, I rolled a natural 18. So he will take half damage and he will not be pushed.
All right. So I think it'll maybe do it. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, that was a pretty good roll. So that's 12 points of force damage, reduced down to 6 for the save. And he's not pushed, but it just kind of like splatters on him, and like that water kind of shivers. Like he kind of just like shakes it off and vibrates the water off of his body, and he's completely dry after just a moment.
All right, and then Leo will pull out his crystal short sword and take a swing.
Nice. Okay, go for it. This is at disadvantage because of the blurred movement.
All right. All right. So attack, normal. Oh, I should have done disadvantage.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me
You're
just
good, you're good.
roll one more time.
Hey, both were good hits. Both of them will hit.
Yeah, excellent. All right, and then roll damage. And then he should also take 1d8 with that. Nice. Max.
Hey, 17 points of radiant damage. Nicely done. Oh, I think it already took it too.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
you carve in heavy, and there's just like this thick streak of white that starts to drip like pure white out of his like beneath his like back right shoulder blade.
does it look like he's made of light or made of dark? Like, is that a thing? Does it look like he's made of gray matter?
It kind of, the closest thing that you can equate it to is almost like moon dust filled with light.
Interesting. All right. I realized like today that I have the extra attack passive ability. Am I supposed to?
Yes, you are.
Nice,
Because
okay,
we modified a lot of things, but that's one of the
Yeah.
few things that we kept from like the fighter
The fighter class.
templates. Yep.
All right. I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure
you-
I couldn't remember.
Yep. So you've got a second attack.
All right. I'll go for it. Disadvantage.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Ooh, no dice on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a good hit to get in there, though. All right, moving down to Quentin.
Is this creature in front of me's head still in the shell?
Yes,
Cool. He's gonna walk over.
and the limbs.
He's gonna knock. Hello?
The head's gonna pop out and kind of like look at you.
Kind of
Yes.
steps back.
May I help you?
You're interesting. Do you know what's going on out there right now?
No, I'm in my shell.
But yeah, the individuals out here, are they your friend?
Yes, we are the best of friends.
We are the friendly friends.
He's just gonna slowly turn and look at the old man, and then look back.
We are the friendship friends.
I keep getting it wrong.
We're on a search for my fathers.
Oh, I really want to know what you're on. Side note, they're dying, and he's just going to turn.
They're done.
And just
He's just on Tuesday.
Okay, so that's your interaction.
yeah.
And 5 feet of your movement speed.
What can I see? Okay, so if I'm looking at the individual I was traveling with, can I see her?
Not really. That's a lot of
That's what I was
Kinda
thinking. With this giant
junk
tree.
in the way. Yeah, the tree in actually really it's like this root ball from the fallen tree over there.
Any attack I make against this creature is at disadvantage.
That is correct. Actually, technically, any attack you make right now, your attacks are not at disadvantage because you can't see the thing because it's behind the rocks. but it's the only thing you could attack, so kind of what's the point?
I could. Okay. Gotta do.
And you can't get closer to it willingly.
Well, that sucks. Okay.
Yep.
Forgot about that. There's nothing I can do. You know what? Let's just screw it. Let's just take the risk. If I move here, can I see it? I know you said the rocks play a role in this too. I should be stay here.
If you were there, yes, because like looking over here, like the rock where Kenji is standing on is a little bit taller, and this is a tall creature. It's like 12 feet, so you could see basically like the top of its head.
Okay. Really didn't want to do this, but so I'm gonna step out after telling the turtle her friends are dying.
You've never heard that word before, by the way. Turtle?
Okay, well,
That's
yeah,
not
the
in your
creature.
that's not it. Yep, the creature. That's not in your vocabulary, and neither it is, and it's not for lilies either.
Immediately, kind of spin his bow staff around and point at it, and as you watch energy flow through it, and out the top is a bolt of like purple beams fire at it.
Okay.
This
Right,
is
disadvantage. Excuse me.
where is it? Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
Nope. No dice. It just goes wide. Like you're afraid of this thing, and like as you point at it, like one of the heads shifts back and like looks at you and like grins like really fiercely and quickly, and it makes you jerk up, and it just goes long.
He's like, oh, well, that sucks. Goes back behind the tree.
All right, sounds good. Temp HP is overwritten, and you get 11 at this point. And go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw. Hey, that'll do it. You are no longer afraid.
Oh, and
Alrighty.
just a side
go
note
ahead.
too. Just this probably should have said this last turn. The individual I was traveling with, I would imagine, yelled or whatever when she raged.
It was more of a snarl, but yeah.
I think the individuals that would be near me would just heard him say, "Well, now they're screwed."
Unbeknownst.
All right. Lily, over to you. You cannot get closer to this thing. You're afraid of it. You are raging.
I was just like, this is gonna be interesting. So once she gets to here, which is what, 20 feet, can she see any of these people? She sees that.
She can see Nora and some old man on the ground
Okay, well,
and a sparkly bubble.
as concerning as that it is to see potentially monstrous looking thing zooming at you, it's kind of what she does. Can't get any closer to me.
And just a point, you do have hand axes and javelins, which are throwable. So you could still attack this thing. It's just a disadvantage.
Could get right here and throw a javelin at it. Do I want to? Let me see.
I like the idea of just carrying around javelins just in case. They're
I
relatively
do
big.
have a javelin.
They're like weekend javelins, you know. Just
Since
It's my travel javelin.
I can't get within 30 feet of it, or I can only be within 30 feet of it. Because that's not far.
I mean, you can. You're already going to be at disadvantage,
Oh, yeah.
and that second number is that 120. You can still throw the
Okay.
javelin up to 120. You're just going to be at disadvantage, which you're at anyways. So you can kind of position yourself wherever you want on the map, basically, and still throw it.
Just like I like this spot. I can still see it, but
She just starts dancing around, dancing.
it's not what I meant to do with my token, but okay. There. Yeah, she'll pull the javelin out and just throw it at him, I guess.
Right at
Just chuck it.
disadvantage.
I just chuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Be slightly a little angry if this hits.
That's a 13.
13 is not going to hit. It just goes wide, and you see it's like turned around, and its focus is on Corin, who had just attacked, and Leo, who just attacked it. And one of the arms like echo shifts over and just like slaps the javelin straight down in the mud, and then comes back.
There goes my javelin.
My good javelin.
I have 15 more movement, according to this.
Mhm.
What? Okay, this is weird, but I think it doesn't really like that she's right in its line of sight. So, does this kind of break it? Ish. It's wrong.
Yeah, technically that's not closer to it, so you're fine.
That's where she.
That's the same distance.
And then she will do her wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that was really close to a 16, and then it turned into a 3.
Yep.
The 4.
You're still afraid. You've never fought anything like this. It doesn't make any sense to you. You're trying to like thought process it through, and it's just like this is a big old pile of nope.
Yeah, thought processing after it does weird mind stuff just doesn't work.
It's not going terribly well today.
Doesn't compute.
No, it does not.
Yeah,
All right,
that's-
and we will wrap it up there today and pick this.